The real story on that recipe is I was working at a coffee shop in town called The Daily Grind. So this woman took me to her house and she trained me how to make a scone. And then so over the years, I've been making those scones. And then I was the first employee at the Red Chair Bakery back when that started. And so I took the scones, and we used to make the scones at Red Chair Bakery.
Ain't it great? Season 8. We're back with the No Dishes podcast. Once again, brought to you by our friends at Visit Bloomington. Check them out at visitbloomington.com. It's a great resource, even if you're just a local looking for something to do. Also, all of our other advertisers on this episode, they help make this whole thing possible, so please show them some love. Anyways, play that theme song.
Hey, say, honey, let's go out to eat. Relieve our culinary duties. With all these restaurants to sweep us off our feet, they're bound to turn us into foodies. No dishes, no dishes, no dishes. We'll have a bottle of wine, relax and have a good time. No dishes, no dishes.
It's not some place out in the middle of nowhere that Bic is drilling so they can make your favorite pens. It's the Inkwell Bakery and Cafe. Pretty bad, I know, huh?
It's beautiful.
Thanks.
Beautiful.
I was like, Bic.
Yeah, you're like, wait, where is he
where are you
going with this? Yeah, I try to confuse people as much as possible. But anyway, we've got the owners here, Tracy Gates and Oualelaye Ouedraogo.
Thank you.
Which I practiced once or twice. But thank you guys so much for being here.
Pleasure for having us.
Also affectionately known as Wally. You were on before when we did audio only back when we were recording in my basement. Now got the cameras and we got Tracy here and took some convincing, but we made it happen.
Yes.
Well, let's go back to just how Inkwell started. And I think in that story, kind of Wally comes along. Does he not? Yeah. Tracy, do you mind?
Well, I remember seeing Wally. That's the summer during the summer of Inkwell starting, and I just saw him across at the farmers market, and I was like, "That's a cool guy," because he was with Sam from Yule Zing. And he was working the booth, and I was like, "I want to know that guy." And then I signed the lease. Jane Cooper Smith introduced me to Wally. She's like, "There's a cool guy who just moved here from New York that I think would be a good fit." And I met him. We shook hands. He went and did coffee. And then I cleaned out the basement at the Inkwell.
And what year is this?
2017.
2017. And so when you took over the space, was it Oliver before you?
No, it was
NoCo. Okay.
Yeah.
No, Oliver, then NoCo. Then I always mix up if it was Oliver, then NoCo, or NoCo, then Oliver.
No, Oliver did the big renovation. NoCo came in and did some other things.
Yeah.
And then we came in and just have benefited.
Made it happen.
Yeah.
So you guys have been going for quite some time now.
Yep.
What was it that you were just like, I want to open up a coffee shop? Well,
I did not want to open up a coffee shop.
My bad for assuming. You can see where I got that, though.
Yeah. I had sold the snack bar company to my old business partner, and I wasn't really doing anything. And then I worked at the bakehouse for a really long time.
Nice.
To manage the college store.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I left, it seemed to kind of go a little aside. They sold it, those people, and they went into bankruptcy pretty quickly. And then somebody said, "Hey, how would you like to own the bakehouse?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't know." And so I started looking at it, and then the landlord was somebody that I knew, and they said, "We have a better spot for you." And David from NoCo really wanted to just get out.
Yeah.
And so I looked at that spot. I hadn't been in there, and the seating was 99 and the kitchen was small. And I was like, heck yeah.
Yes.
And then you walk downstairs and then there's a big space that we can make some things happen. And it also had a walk-in.
Nice.
It
Okay.
it was a no-brainer.
Yeah. See,
Yeah.
I didn't know there was a downstairs.
Oh, that's my space.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's like when I tell people the old Chocolate Mousse stand had a basement. Everyone's-
really?
I know exactly. That's the reaction we get. They're like, "What?" Yeah, that's where it
Wow.
was. That was where the little office was in
I didn't know
dry
that.
goods storage.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but you would get like concussions because there was a real low ceiling and had like the PVC like U pipes.
Oh, yeah. We have
so-
some of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but most of it is not. The story is that Bill Oliver wanted to turn the basement into a speakeasy.
Oh, that would have been cool.
Yeah, so, but he told me it was 99% of his headaches, 10% of his profits. So,
Yeah, it just had to end up.
yeah, it just wasn't a good.
I mean,
fit
it
for
was
them.
a cool tasting room when they had it open there, but I could see, I mean, it's a lot of overhead, but I mean, you guys have figured it out. You guys stay very busy from what I see. And I think it's with good reason because it makes sense that you have the basement because I'm like, man, they're doing all of these baked goods. I was like, they don't have that much space, but
Right.
that now it all kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
So when you set out, so you didn't want a coffee shop.
I mean,
Initially.
I'd done that for so long, and then I managed the Encore for Blooming Foods shortly after they bought that, and it was in a little bit of a distress mode.
Yeah.
And right before they turned it into a grocery store, and that was really fun fixing that. And I like starting things and like fixing things.
Nice. Okay. And you mentioned the snack bar. That was the Yugo.
Yugo bars.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about those?
I started a snack bar company with a former distance coach at IU. And then we just made snack bars by hand. It was not a really scalable business, but we scaled it to a reasonable size. And then she bought me out. And then I started doing Pop-Tarts. And I was like,
You beat me to it. How'd you know I was going to bring up the Pop-Tarts?
yeah, then I did the Pop-Tarts, and then that wasn't really scalable. Although I bought some equipment for it, so.
Okay.
was
And you
gonna-
still use that equipment?
Oh yeah.
Use a lot.
Yeah. And it's like it's brand new. So yeah.
Yeah, that's fantastic. You know, I've seen not just locally, but like other big city places I've gone. The first place I ever saw like the homemade Pop-Tart, like you're doing it, is at Inkwell.
Oh,
but
really?
now I see them all over the
Yeah.
place. So I feel like you guys were trendsetters when it came to homemade Pop-Tarts.
No. I copied it off someone else too.
Well, you were an early copier.
Yes.
Yes. That's the way
If you
to
copy early enough, it's original.
Yeah, I don't think I've had an original thought ever.
So you guys open up the store there on the square. It goes really well. Wally kind of running the coffee program. And then you're like, you know what? We don't have enough headaches. Let's open up a second store.
Well, there's a little bit more of a so we, because we didn't have, like, I didn't have deep pockets for the financing and stuff. We did fund friends and family to finance it. We, like, the smallest budget ever. We opened in 3 weeks.
You're talking about the second
big
location.
one.
No, the
The
first
big one.
Oh,
location.
the first one
Yeah.
open. Okay, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got all the electrical in, everything was working, and then we just looked at each other and we had it, we'd hired people and we did a little bit of training. We didn't even start with a menu. We started with like,
Board was like this.
literally.
This size.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Tracy told me just right.
Yeah. And
It was like tiny.
Yeah.
You know? No
and
sign.
we had our friend Michael Waterford was really instrumental in getting us started. And, it's like, we just like on a prayer did we get this thing launched. Yeah. We just looked at each other one day and we're like, everything's working. It was like, I don't know, maybe 9:00 in the morning. It was like, do you want to open? I was like, okay,
That's
let's do
wild. So what was that first day like?
Can I please touch something about it? After Tracy hired me to come and work in the front of a house, to be the coffee guy, such and such. Tracy was in the basement, that big basement with no unit, just making anything she could make there. Like, cookies, scone, with whatever we had. And then it was not a lot of equipment. Now you go to the Inkwell, you see we have fancy machine and all that, but it was just like one espresso machine that they left there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yes, we didn't even buy it. They left it there. Tracy trying to mention she started with a very low budget. She did start with the very, very nothing.
We didn't have a sign.
We didn't have a sign outside. we didn't have it. So many things we didn't have it. Like, but Tracy did, and then but when she took over, was still some glasses, some utensils, some silver, some of those stuff.
Yeah.
You know. And then she took it. Tracy was in the basement, cookie, Pop-Tart, and then just like, okay, you figure out what coffee you're gonna have, like cappuccino, latte, flour. Let's do this and this, and such. And Tracy just trusted me. You focus on what you are doing it. And like Michael Waterfall was in the kitchen, started figuring out the breakfast idea because Tracy know kind of like what kind of menu she wanted it, you know. But and then like she said, we was just like there in the morning, just. We was not ready, but Tracy had some Pop-Tart, some kind of baked goods.
Yeah.
And then I got the espresso going, and I'm like,
It's kind of all you need to start.
I'm like,
Yeah.
we could figure. I think it was like later in the morning, even. Like,
Yeah.
And then
You would talk yourself out of it if you were sensible. But we were just,
yeah, we was just
I mean-
like, should we open? I'm like,
Well, so
Yeah.
you just go ahead and open the doors on
Yes.
a whim. You
Yeah.
had some baked
well,
goods
we just
made.
everything worked.
Yeah.
We're there.
we was
Did
there.
people start? How
No.
many people came in that first day?
Not very many.
Not
I don't
very
even
many.
remember.
Well, I just didn't know if you had a
Was
couple
some-
trickle in.
Yeah.
We started getting really busy in February. We really saw a turn in our business. So we opened in September, like
September.
the September 4th or something like that. And then
Remind me of the year one more time.
2017.
Okay.
Yeah.
September 4th, 2017.
Around that.
Yeah.
Okay. And then
And-
it starts to almost creeping into spring of 18. You start to get busy.
Yeah. And then, and then we had, you have a summer, and then we had another good fall. We had a good fall. We got a sign in there.
Eventually, yeah.
And then Wally ended up leaving and going to Uptown because he had a better opportunity there. But we kept talking. It's kind of like we always wanted to roast. It's like we want to do more, and we just like get along really well. And we were like, okay, if we get something together, do you want to do it? And we just kept going. And then we had the pandemic, and during the pandemic, another opportunity presented itself up for Woodlawn, and then I walked by that spot. And I was just like, ugh.
It was a little rough.
It was real
Well,
rough.
and it had the stigma of being the Jared Subway.
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't know.
Yeah. But I called my life partner and our other partner, and I was like, hey, do you want to look at the Subway for a second location? And then she was like, we're doing it. Yeah.
Not
And
even let's look at it. Like we're doing it.
We did look at it.
Okay,
And we
okay,
talked to
yeah.
Wally,
Yeah.
and we just like made sure like all of our ducks in the row, but we, and then it was just like, then we decided we wanted to roast there. Yeah, we're that smart.
Yeah, it was.
We're just, oof.
Fake it till you make it.
Yeah, well, it's just like, I don't know. Yeah. Well,
I feel like
we
you're not
had
giving
ambition, we always wanted to. It was so many, but that space, like Tracy said in the beginning when we look at this, we didn't know how busy we're gonna be. We look at it,
my God.
yeah, we didn't have, you know the place now. You see
yeah,
it.
it's popping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably go to each location equally, the Woodlawn and the Square. Every time it's just popping off.
Thank you. Yeah, we see.
And
Yeah.
but Woodlawn in particularly, I feel like because it's a little tighter, but you're right next to like the sororities and stuff, and it's just all students.
Yes.
When I'm in there,
Yeah,
and
they
I feel
love it.
I never feel as old as I do when I go into the Inkwell Woodlawn.
We do have great relationship with the sororities and
Yeah.
optometry. This school over there, it was a great location. Like, yeah, so we wanted to put a roasting in there, just do all kinds of things.
because we found a room
Yeah.
in the back that no one knew existed.
Oh,
And it had like, Subway had like all kinds of stuff in there. And it's like, we found it. One day we found a window in that room too.
oh,
Yeah, just discovered. We took a
Yeah.
tape measure, and it's kind of like, that window belongs out. Yeah, it's like,
so once you found that room, you're like, we can do roasting here.
well, we thought we could.
Yeah, because with that location, like Tracy mentioned, it's like with the downtown location, the place was already built. This one we tear it down.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah?
And then decided to build it from scratch.
Full build out,
Full
yeah,
build
absolutely.
out. Oh my God.
full from A to Z, and then we was doing it during COVID time. It was just like, and then we're finding things. We're like, okay, and we had an idea how we wanted the place to look like, but the more we find things, like, okay, maybe we could put some roasting. But now we realize we needed that
oh
room
my-
for storage.
Yeah.
Now we're
Oh,
using
yeah.
that for,
Well,
like,
just the amount.
you
I
know,
mean, I'll give people tours, and like they don't realize the amount of dry storage space you need, and just like
refrigeration.
just to like the kind of support product that's
the
back
daily
there.
day base, you need a space to keep all those things together.
Are you wanting to move better, feel better, and live better? Look no further than Move Bloomington, where their small group personal training programs are designed to improve strength, balance, and flexibility. With a welcoming environment, their expertly guided workouts can help you feel supported in the life and activities you love in and out of the gym. Whether you're new to exercise, a lifelong athlete, or anywhere in between, their dedication to personalized programming will deliver sessions that meet you where you are. Get started today using the code NODISHES to get 50% off their 3-session Kickstart program. Gary, you should throw that image
I didn't even see those things.
on the screen
yeah.
for the viewer. That's just how tight it is.
You should have seen the before.
The ceiling was low.
Oh my God!
I could hit my head on the ceiling when it was the subway. But we was able to, like, you know, with the remodeling.
Well, you guys did an incredible job because I had been in that subway.
Can I give shout out to somebody I see on the screen?
Of course.
Shout out to my regular Pat Murphy I see over there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's Pat Murphy. He's a
Sitting there at the bar top?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, on the left-hand side?
Yeah, shout out to Pat.
I love that. That's
And there's Dayton.
we've got a picture up of the old stand in our dining room, and it's like the line at the old window.
Oh my God! It used
and
to
I had
just
this guy
go.
I bowl with who's like, "Hey, I'm in that photo, but I've only known him since he's had a beard. And in
that's
that
hilarious.
picture, he's clean cut. And so, sure enough, next time I went, and he's at the window ordering, and it just doesn't even look like him. But I love those little random. Like, oh, I know them. So you guys, if you went back, because again, you did an incredible job with this, and now the exterior's been redone too.
Oh, thank
and
God.
the night and day versus what it used to be. But if you went back, what would you change? Would you have done anything differently? Because it seems, from the outside looking in, it seems like you laid it out in a very intelligent way. Like, it seems like you're using the space as best as you could. But do you look back and think, oh, we could have done this or this instead?
That's a question for Wally.
Like you say, I think, like before Tracy and I and Abby was our partner, you know, we spent a lot of time in this space.
We have
You
to,
know,
like, we're
laying down
customers.
boxes. We spent so much time. I think it was during COVID time. We did spend so much. Abby was there laying down paper, cutting. I was there. Tracy and I would meet
Tape.
up there, taping.
Big on tape.
You know, so to say it would be
So sorry, like have you seen the movie The Founder?
Oh, yeah.
They're laying out the most, trying to optimize the layout for the McDonald's.
Yeah.
So, okay.
that's probably what we did. We went
Yeah.
there as much time as we can.
Yeah.
There were some
You
things
know,
that we just couldn't change.
You couldn't
like,
change.
Right.
you know, it's like
Yeah.
we wanted a hood, and they're like, you can't put a hood in here. And it was like, okay, we could put a hood on that wall. So it's basically like, we're going to cook eggs in this place if it kills us.
Right.
And so we were, you know, we just kind of had to throw that in there. And it's next to this, what would you call that? Kind of like a structural beam in the back. So it's like you can't walk through. It's like right there.
Well, and then you have to, you like, hey, this is the only place we can put the hood.
Yeah, look at those
That's
guys.
the first year anniversary.
Oh, I love that.
And Jamie.
Anyway, back to you, Wally. As far as like, is there something you're just like, no, we did kind of what we had to do?
I think with the place, I think we did the best. We tried. I think next thing what we want to do, we want to see if we could do some outdoor seatings. You know,
that'd be great.
You know, have something nice. You know, because
That does look really good.
Yeah, it does. You know, from I think with the outdoor, with the pavilion remodeling, it's beautiful. But I
It
think
looks so much better now.
This is when we had money.
don't tell them.
No, it looks so much better now. It looks
Yeah,
great.
it looks better. This one came up when Tracy was established a little bit. It's good.
Yeah.
It's good. But honestly, to be honest with you, that location, I wish we could have more room. I wish we could take upstairs.
Yeah.
We could take downstairs. We could extend it. Because we have so much in demand. We have people love what we're doing. They make the line. They wait. And
Yeah,
I
this
wish I could get more space.
Did something ever move into the old Bears place?
I thought a university bought that, and I thought they were going to tear that
Maybe
down.
they did, because I was trying to think of like that area where
Yeah.
would be more space,
Yeah.
and that's the only thing that really comes to mind.
Yeah, university owns that. So
Yeah, that would be sweet.
But hey, IU, I know you got plans, but listen, we're servicing the students.
Yes, exactly.
And the
Yes.
professors.
True. Thank you. Well, and the professor. And the professor, yes, sir.
Like this campus is running on our coffee. If you need help presenting, I'll go. I'm very passionate. So Wally, what was that like when, Tracy calls you when you're working at Uptown? Because again, you had a great opportunity there. We discussed it the first time you were on the podcast, how you started Inkwell, great opportunity at Uptown. Spoke very, very highly of Uptown. We have on this podcast with good reason too. But you get this call and it's like, okay, now here's an even better opportunity.
Yes, way better opportunity, lifetime opportunity. It's like you say. I think we always stayed in touch, and then we working with Tracy. As I like Tracy work ethic. I like how she cares. I like how she's passionate about what she's doing. And then we stayed in touch, and then we was like, we're gonna do coffee. And if something ever came up, and when she called me, it's like, this place is that you want to go look at it. Yes, I go in. So for me, when she made the call, I was like, yes. But I didn't know how we're going to make everything happen.
Yeah. So, but initially your first go around with Inkwell, you weren't a partner.
No.
And then this was, hey, come back, but as a partner, and let's open the second store.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you for saying. Tracy hired me as an employee, and then we worked well together. And then when the time was...
When the time was right.
Yeah, and then like you said, Michael gave me an opportunity, and then Tracy called me back.
Yeah, and
that
now
time
it's
was
like,
right.
Hey, you want to have skin in the game. You want to be
and then like you say, it was come back again, and then give you, this is what I have. Do you want to be part of it? And then we both went and look at it, and then
the rest is history.
The rest is history. And we already work together, and we see how we both like to work. We both love people. We both like what we do. We both, And I was just like, if I ever want to do something, I would love to do it with you. And when that came up, was not even a second guess. I was just like,
I love that. Yeah. Well, you already had the rapport. You already knew that you're going to work well together. You had a great opportunity. Well, and you knew the product. You knew that, hey, this is going to do well.
Yes,
I know that it's like we're doing things the right way. We're making good coffee. We're making good baked goods. Do you guys... Do all the baked goods get baked to individual stores, or do you bake them and bring them over to like Woodlawn?
We prepare all the doughs downtown. Some doughs Woodlawn will bake off, and then other dough, everything like the morning stuff we make downtown, and then we get it over there.
Yeah.
So.
I figured that was the case. I mean, of course, being a restaurant person, I'm always like, I wonder if they bake this here, or if they bring it over.
It's
the
hard.
Stupid stuff that no one else thinks about when they go in somewhere. Last year, Bloom Magazine came out with their first ever food issue. And this year, we've got the exclusive. They do awards. Best burger, best dessert, best ambiance, atmosphere, you name it, best beer. They're doing it, and we've got the exclusive results on your winners. The issue doesn't come out till April 1st, March 31st, the evening of. We're going to do a Facebook live stream on the No Dishes Bloomington page and announce all the winners before the issue hits the stand. So check back. We'll make an announcement. It'll be 7-ish, 8-ish on the evening of March 31st. We're going to announce exclusive here on No Dishes, all the Bloom Magazine Reader's Choice for their upcoming food issue.
Every morning we go in there, the baker goes in, our baker is always there, first thing first, and then by 7:30, everything's ready. Downtown open at 8, bakery's ready, Woodlawn open at 7:30. I pick it up or somebody else.
You just run over there, grab
drive
run
it,
back.
boom, the car in and out.
We bought an electric bike thinking that we were gonna transport it by bike.
But we tried it.
With the trailer.
How many times did you try that?
I
took a while,
I did
Yeah.
like a good summer. And then it was, but we did it for a good amount of time. We got
What made you stop doing it? Weather or?
The weather was a fact, and then there was just like a lot of back and forth. Things like the needs changed. It was a time where I could just go pick it up and just stay at Woodlawn. Now it changed my.
You got a few other stops to make, maybe a little higher volume.
Yeah. It's just busy.
It's busy.
It's just busy. There's the summers. So somebody asked me today. They're like, do you like having the students leave? And I was like, honestly, I love the students. Love them. It is nice to get that break in kind of like how busy we are during the school year. I wish more students would stay for the summer, not for business, just for activity in Bloomington.
Right.
But yeah, it's hectic. It's like super hectic right now because we do so much, and we work in the stores. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you guys are very hands-on. I know.
Yeah.
I've seen it coming in.
Yeah.
Even before we met, I've seen you in there. And then I I thought it was you, but I didn't know for sure, so I didn't want to come introduce myself.
Yeah. I take my glasses off. I never wear my glasses upstairs. So I don't really see. I see that there are a lot of people there.
Yeah.
And then if I get up close, I can see you.
Yeah.
But from a distance, I can't.
I think there was just one time because you were like at the expo window and I was going back to use the restroom.
Oh.
And I was like
yelling at it.
No, you were being good. You were being great. Yeah. I like how that's your first question. Was I screaming? Yeah. Going old Gordon Ramsay on everybody. No, it's such a welcoming environment at both places.
Thank you.
You talked a little bit about the hot food menu, the eggs, and so was that all developed for this one gentleman you mentioned before, or you did it all?
I would say Tracy did it all.
Yeah.
Because Tracy, she loves food. She loves the cuisine. She travels. She eats a lot of places. And Tracy, like I said, she work at the bakehouse. She work, she knows food. So she probably understood. I would not. She knew what would work. What kind of food people would like.
I thought I invented sriracha mayo. That's how worldly I am. Convinced. Absolutely convinced.
Like no one else has put these two things together.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
I went to Target to buy sriracha, and it was like,
you're like, I'm not a visionary? What?
I'm not the OG.
No, she did. She put pretty much a lot of the menu together.
We've copied everything from
but
someone.
like somebody.
Everything is copied.
Well, everything, it's not copied, it's inspired.
It's inspired.
Yeah, you know what? I
inspired.
think you're not giving yourself enough credit because your menu, I really think how many people have said, oh, the Broken-yolk is the best breakfast sandwich I've had, or people that have just been on this podcast.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Or the weekly. I personally love the weekly.
Invented by our other partner's nephew.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's great. The pretzel bun, the scrambled eggs, the horseradish.
Thank you.
But for me, it's very much a mood. Am I in the mood for the Broken-yolk or am I in the mood for the weekly? No matter what, I always get a baked good.
Yeah.
I will say, as good as the Pop-Tarts are, as good as the sandwiches are, as good as all the other food is, my number one thing from Inkwell that I think just it's perfect, and I haven't had anything quite like anywhere else is the scones. The scones, it's the perfect balance of sweet and moist, but crunchy, but not like overly sweet, and not just like wet or like dry and crumbly. It's just like, it's what I envision. Like, to me, it's a perfect scone. Garrett, have you had the scones at Inkwell?
Oh, look at those are your pumpkin muffins.
Yeah. Oh, I had those, by the way.
Thank you.
Were they
He
supposed
keeps
to?
asking for them. He's not getting them.
Soon, I'll text you.
No, thank you. No, but I'll alternate blueberry or chocolate chip. And it's just like, chocolate chips, hands down, my favorite. Is that a recipe that you took a while to perfect, or how did you kind of come to what it is now?
The real story on that recipe is I was younger and I was working at a coffee shop in town called The Daily Grind, and I baked cookies for them. And then I was like, well, I wanted to do other things. So this woman took me to her house and she trained me how to make a scone. And then so over the years, I've been making those scones. And then I was the first employee at the Red Chair Bakery back when that started. And so I took the scones, and we used to make the scones at Red Chair Bakery. We made cookies, muffins, and scones.
And just like they are now?
Exactly.
Wow. Okay, cool. Yeah, just like the little sugar crisp. It just, It's just such a nice crunch exterior, but just soft and pillowy and just like not too dense, not too light.
Yeah.
If you can't tell, I love these scones.
I gotta give it to
but
you.
I'm just like, this is my opportunity to talk about it. You know what I mean? I'm on no other episode like, let me tell you about the Inkwell scone. This is my chance.
No, thank you. No, you are a connoisseur on it. You are a connoisseur on food because the scone, she really fixed it.
No, it's again, there's so much good stuff.
Thank you.
But the scone is just, to me, I've had so many scones from so many places. It's the most unique item in how it's done, and I think it's done perfectly.
Well, thank you.
But yeah, love the Pop-Tarts. I love the brown sugar. Muffins are always great. What inspired you? This just came to me. What inspired you to do like the mini like birthday cake muffins? It's such like an odd item, but like I've got, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, the funfetti.
The confetti, yeah.
Bouchon, Funfetti Bouchon. That's me.
That's him.
That's okay. It's such an odd item, but I think like it's great.
Yeah.
It is great. It is great. And even because, like the scone, for example, it's wonderful. The muffin, they're a little bit bigger. you know, you gotta really want to finish, you know.
This is like a little
something. So I was just like, Tracy, so we talk a lot. She finds some shit. We always accept. I'm like, you know, and then when I come to her, like, and she always find a ways to make some stuff, you know, like, can you make something small, you know?
Yeah.
They're like, okay, let's try something. So she had those silicone,
Yep.
you know, and even though she had to get them all the way to South Africa.
Well, that's when I was going to do my brownies for $1.
Yeah, no.
I was going to sell brownies for $1.
What happened to that?
Well, cocoa went up to.
Okay.
Yeah, it's through the roof.
What about $2 brownies?
Oh, that's true.
They're so tiny, though.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
okay.
I like a value. When we price something, it's kind of like every kid should be able to come in there and buy something.
Yeah, I mean,
Just everything.
I guess I haven't paid too much attention. What's the scone? $3.50,
I don't
$4?
know.
Like around $3.50 something.
Yeah,
Like that. The
that's great.
bouchon is like a $2.
$2.
Well, yeah.
So something small but not too big.
And it's
too
a nice
reasonable.
like 3-biter.
Yeah.
And also to saying that because like the second store in the Woodlawn is close to the uptown, not the uptown, but the what's
Harmony.
The school? Harmony School. Thank you so much.
uh-huh.
Yeah, close to the Harmony School. So we see a lot of youngster kids coming in.
Nice.
So we also like I always say, Tracy, make some rainbow cookie, make some small, some and then something like mini Oreos. You know, some fun things for those young students to come in and then they enjoy that.
I never thought about your proximity to Harmony over there. We
so-
just started. This group of guys I play basketball with just started playing there on Sundays.
So,
Oh, at Harmony?
Yeah,
That's a
and,
great gym.
Man, yeah, it is like a trip back in time.
Oh, yeah.
You feel like you're in like the Hoosiers gym.
Yep.
It's so cool.
Yeah, I see that.
We've only done like twice now. And it is just like, I don't know, but apparently we're going to start doing every Sunday. So,
That's awesome.
just rent it out and
Coming to you this summer, it's the Smithville Communications Summer Concert Series in Ellettsville. Brought to you by B97 and Hoosier Country 105.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Enjoy live music every Saturday from May 24th through July 26th. That's 10 weeks of music every Saturday evening from 6:30 to 8. Located at the Marcy Jane Lewis Park. And did I mention it's free? Dance the night away with the Smithville Communications Summer Concert Series in Ellettsville.
And it's nice for someone like me that's not conditioned because of how much I eat out. It's a short court.
I was going to say
So you
it's
just take
smaller.
a couple steps back and you're on defense. It's not full court. So you're not running nearly as much, which maybe I need. Who knows?
No, that's awesome.
Do you guys have like your own personal like favorite menu item or baked good at Inkwell that's like your go-to?
What's when we did the buns?
Oh, I like them. Oh, look at those lemon poppy seed. Can't go wrong with. Oh,
So those
Making
are
people
good.
fail drug tests over here.
Yeah. Those things were way too big.
lemon. The carrot
buns.
vegan muffin is great too. Carrot
that's a
vegan
good
muffin. It's a.
You said carrot vegan?
Yes, we
Yeah,
have a
okay.
good carrot vegan muffin.
Ah.
Ooh,
Yeah, we have one thing for the vegans.
Yeah.
Well, that
Yes.
and avocado toast.
yeah.
What's my favorite thing? I like the veggie I like the veggie sandwich a whole lot.
Okay.
It's like super plain, but I like the Dijon mustard and I like the snap on that. I like the weekly. I don't eat the broken yolk nearly enough,
Yeah.
and I like the daily.
I love that you do the sourdough and the English muffin in house.
Oh yeah.
He makes those English muffins.
They're so good.
she make
Well, you
them.
guys do well, and what made me think of it was you talking about the just the sauce, like the Dijon. Like you guys do sauce as well.
Thank you.
Too many places I go, it's just like it's all just plain sauces. I want bougie sauces. I want Dijon. I want sriracha mayo. I want chipotle aioli. I want
Yeah.
horseradish.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yes, sir. Yes,
don't,
sir.
why, I
Yeah.
don't know why more people haven't figured out that like the secret sauce is the sauce.
Yeah. Well, thanks for referring to us as bougie.
No, I would say Inkwell is bougie. I don't know.
I look at us and I'm like, we're the least bougie. In my mind.
Yeah, but
you know.
but the Inkwell brand, you go in and
Yeah.
it is nice,
Yeah.
and it's I mean it as a compliment, but I think it's a bougie coffee.
Yeah,
like,
it is
compare
a bougie, definitely.
I don't mean this disparagingly at all. Or anyway,
Disparaging, yeah, whatever.
I'm not trying to
There's a word.
disparage anyway, but like Soma, I don't go to Soma. I think it's a bougie.
Oh, yeah, no.
It's a little more
That's
just like
yeah.
I don't even know how I describe it.
Grungy.
Coffee house.
Yeah, grungy. Yeah, just like
it's their vibe.
it's hip. It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's hip. It's
Yeah.
cool in its own way. It's not bougie. Inkwell, I'm like, ooh, this is a little fancy.
You
and
take
like,
your parents.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It just feels a little like upscale. And I'm like, and for someone like me, you might not look at me and think it, but I like that. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I feel a little classy. Maybe it's because I don't get it in the rest of my life. Wally, we talked about it the last time you were on. You have this incredible backstory
Yes, sir.
that's kind of led to the point that you are today. Can you? We're pretending the old episodes didn't happen before pre-video. So, do you mind kind of walking us through what got you here today?
What got me Bloomington?
Yeah,
it's
started-
so, like I told you, I'm an immigrant from Burkina Faso. Came here to go to school in Gainesville, but I ended up staying in New York. The whole point was just to figure it out. To figure it
Hey, if
out.
you can make it there, you can make it anywhere.
So I think so too. I think so.
Broadway.
So then I find a place in Brooklyn, restaurant job after restaurant job, dishwash, delivery, line cook, working in a bar, and then later on found coffee in Brooklyn, Williamsburg, that I fell in love with it, learned a lot about coffee with the Colombian company, and I worked there, it was great, and then I met my wife, Renee, and then she's from Bloomington, and so we stayed there, we got married in New York, and lived there, and then she wanted to come back for grad school and go to SPIA for a program, and then get to Bloomington, and looking for jobs, and then Sam Usling.
Yeah.
Someone was like, oh, this guy come in, could help you just in coffee, and then he hired me, and then I started working for him at the farmers market, and that was amazing. I loved it, and I think that's where Tracy.
Yeah.
When you first saw it, I want to be friends with that guy.
Yeah.
And then Samuel had the moped, and that was
Oh,
cool.
the little yellow moped,
we
absolutely.
rode those, and selling cold brew. It was just super cool, and then I liked it, and then we came because we wanted to stay here for 2.5 years. You go to school, stay with the parents, and then I met Tracy.
And
And then,
one thing led to another. We kind of
led to
covered.
another, and then, and that's the best place I ever been, and fell in love. Bloomington been great to me. The people, everything about Bloomington been so great to me. And, business, absolutely. We could say we're doing good. Things has been, so I become a townie now.
Yeah. With the color shirt.
Yeah, with the government. Every time I represent, I'm like a Bloomington
You and me
guy.
both. I feel like people are like, oh, you didn't go to high school here. You're not a townie. I was like, I'm a townie now.
You're a townie.
I've been here like 15, 16 years.
You're
How long you got now? You got a while.
I've been here not more than that. I've been in 2017.
Yeah, but it's still like you've been here for a while.
For a while, and I've been here longer than anybody.
So 8 years is a long time.
Yes, and I don't go nowhere.
And his kids are born here.
Well, exactly.
That'll
Yeah.
make you a
Yes,
townie.
yes,
That's honorary.
100%. So
Yeah.
what was that when you first got to like Brooklyn from Burkina Faso? What was that like? Like those first few months?
So it was a shock. Because first of all, I wasn't speaking the language. I came from a French-speaking country. We was close, so I wasn't speaking English at all. What's up? I didn't even know what that meant. What's going on? I don't know, but none of those I did because we learned we went to school, you learn a little bit of British English kind of type thing. And Brooklyn, New York was totally different. But I was so in love with it. It was colorful. It was I was in Flatbush, New York, and it was just mix of all kinds of people from all over, many islands. I liked it, the food, and then just seeing how the city work, I was like, dude, I think I love this.
You're like,
place.
well,
I'm gonna, and then I was like, looking for a job, and I found a job like, oh, this is great, and every job that I got, I try to do the best as I can. I work hard and, try to be there and do it, and learn the language, get to meet people slowly by slowly, starting to learn, meet people, and then job, and then I like to talk to people.
Yeah.
And then I would sit there and just listen to people, even when I wasn't speaking English. So then my brain, I learn, and then put it together. Learn with books, and I think after 2 years, many people who was there 8 years and more, I was speaking more fluent in English than they did because most people would just go to work and stay home. I was outside. I'm sit outside talking. I was just
Being a
always out.
sponge,
I would just take the subway from Brooklyn to Long Island, just places. I was just like, I'm already here.
Yeah,
I wanna stay in
around
the-
cities.
go around the
Yeah.
city. That's why I wandered around until I met my wife in the bar. That's what you gotta do. So,
Hey, man, I don't know.
know.
People were like, how'd you all meet? I don't know if you could be, we met in the park in New York City.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you can't, I don't know if you could really top that. So how long were you in Brooklyn before you guys moved out here?
I moved. I got in New York in 2011. And then
Okay,
I moved,
6 years or so?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then for in Brooklyn a lot and stay in Harlem too. And, it's great in the city.
Man, that's cool. I love just like I could just imagine the culture shock. Hell, I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
anyone moving from Bloomington to New York
Yeah.
would have a culture shock. You know what I mean?
Or vice versa.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Just a different kind of shock.
But it's a great city, you learn a lot. I think when I was young, I could, learn a lot, go to jobs, work as well as I can and know people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, yeah. I mean, that sounds fun. Like just that, like all the opportunity and just the element of figuring it out and just like you said, just getting to know people and work different jobs, but like busting your ass and just like
Somebody said, okay, do you know how to do this job? From people to people, you get to learn better jobs, right? You get to find a better job. That's what happened to me. And then how you work well and people see it. And then probably I think that's what Tracy saw in me and feel like we could do it. And then, I think,
that's it. That's the way to do it. You just build and build and build. And if you got a solid work ethic, like it's gonna. But along with the solid work ethic, it helps knowing people. So
Absolutely.
when you pair the solid work ethic with the passion to get to know people, that like helps get you to where you're at now.
Dude.
I love that, man. Hell yeah. The No Dishes podcast is brought to you by VisitBloomington.com. VisitBloomington.com is the best resource for restaurant and culinary information, special events, fun activities, places to stay, and more in our area. We share a similar mission here on the No Dishes podcast of highlighting local businesses and the people who make our community unique. We can't thank them enough for hopping on board. Check them out at visitbloomington.com to easily plan your next meal, visit, or night out on the town. Tracy, you mentioned the Red Chair Bakery and some of the past places you worked. Can you kind of give us from the beginning? Were you born in Bloomington or where are you from originally?
I'm from Iowa originally.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, grew up in northern Indiana and then came down here for school, stayed, and then worked in a bike shop for a long time. Worked at a coffee shop for a little bit. Worked at Nick's for a little bit.
Wasn't a fan?
I don't like waitressing.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I like people, but I'm more introverted. So
right.
Yeah. So that's my kind of glitch. And then I did Red Chair Bakery for a few years, and then I sold that. And I was in Pittsburgh for about a year. Moved back to Bloomington. Did marketing for a medical company. Did marketing for a diaper company. Then I did plastic bags. I sold plastic bags for about 9 months.
Huh.
I thought I could have had a baby. And then I saw an ad in the newspaper for, the bakehouse. They needed a general manager.
And you said that was the one on the square, or the one over?
The one on Square.
Okay.
And this was the OG. This is
yeah.
Michael from Michael's Uptown and Stratz were partners with, two men, Mr. Pollock, Michael Pollock, and then Michael Fitzgerald. And they split, and the real estate guys were running this business, and then they had other people. So Albert Trevino from Renee's Bakery in Broad Ripple was the GM when I got hired in, and he was training me to take over.
Okay, nice.
And so I did that for Mr. Pollock passed away, and then the business was sold to Lyle Feigenbaum from Scholars, and then I stayed on there for a little bit. Then I left for a little bit, went to Blooming Foods and ran the Encore for them. Then I came back to Scholars Bakehouse and then ran that location, then quit. Did my own thing with Yuga Bars, and then started this thing with this guy.
Man, it was such a.
And this is the last hurrah.
Nothing. This is it.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying this is well for we're not going to open. Well, we might open a steakhouse. No.
Fine dining.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the first I've heard about the steakhouse. What? That's so
Or a
funny.
pizza place.
We always like doing things.
Yeah. If we do anything more, we'll do it probably in this concept.
Okay,
But we work really well together. We've formed a great team that we would love to create opportunities
Absolutely.
for,
Yeah. I mean, you found something that strikes a chord. Like, again, you're very busy because you've got you figured out what appeals to people.
Yeah.
The baked goods, the menu, the coffee, the
Friendliness.
ambiance, the vibe, the service.
Yeah, the service
Absolutely.
is fantastic.
Yeah, speaking
Yeah.
of the ambiance, Tracy and I, we all say that all the time. We're so lucky to have the kind of employees we have, and I think also they play a big part of it, making the ambiance
They're
great, making
everything.
making the food go fast. Like you say, we line all the way outside. It's we have a great, but we have a great, wonderful people that like it there, and the ambiance is good. We have people come there and see how hard they want to be part of that team. Most of our clients is like, "Oh, you guys hiring want to be part of this because it's how it's So it's a beautiful thing to see how it's running. It's like daily days.
That's the greatest compliment when you get an application and they're like, it just seems like the staff like what they do, and I want to be a part of that.
Absolutely.
Like we get a good amount of those, and I'm like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
But I know we've shared at least one employee that I know went
Who
from
is that?
Chocolate Mousse to Inkwell at one point, and I'm sure there might be others too. But whenever I saw them working there, I was like, oh, nice. Like I didn't know that
Oh,
they
I
ended
know.
up.
I can't remember the name.
Anna Wiley was the one.
Oh,
I
yes.
know. Yeah.
Yes.
Where she had gone off to school and then didn't come back for the summer. Then I saw her over there, and I just got happy because I was like, oh, you ended
She's
up
great.
Oh, she kicks ass.
She's-
I don't. There's no other way to say
Yeah.
it. I don't know if she wants us to say her name on here, so I almost didn't say it. But still, she was one of the best workers we've had in my 10.5 years at the
wow.
Chocolate Mousse.
Yeah.
She was just so
That's
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's in school for PT. She's going to get a
nice.
PhD and her doctorate in physical therapy. So,
That's cool.
yeah,
That's super cool to know. Yeah, because I just ran into her there, and we've always had a thing, where, and I think I've talked about it on here probably more than people care, but we always want people to just go do what's best for them.
Yep.
We never get mad when someone's like, hey, we're leaving for another opportunity, or that's so silly. And I hear people tell me about it where they're like, oh yeah, my last boss got so shitty or this or that. And I'm like, what? That's wild to me that you wouldn't want someone to go make more money or go somewhere that they feel more fulfilled or so when I ran into her there, I was just happy because I knew she was at a great company.
Yeah, we're just so grateful for any time that we get with the young people who work with us. I mean, just so grateful.
Well, when you can find the ones that can crank it out and still have a good attitude, wow, there's that. That's when you're like, God bless them.
I think we say that. I don't think we say that. We did. I say this a lot, but we control two things: our attitude and our preparation.
Yeah.
So we'll try to be prepared,
Yeah.
and we'll do everything we possibly can to have a good attitude.
Right.
Yeah. And it's like, and if you screw it up, it's like you can't unscrew it up.
Yeah.
It's done. Just move on.
Don't dwell.
Yeah.
It's
Just move
not going
on.
to help anything.
Yep.
Just keep plowing
Yep.
ahead.
Yep.
Especially if you're in the middle of a rush.
Yep.
Let's say maybe someone snaps. It's like just compose.
Yeah.
And keep going.
Yeah.
Take a little break.
Save the apologies for after the
Yeah.
once things slow down.
Yeah. And we talk about, as a team, we will ask, how'd things go and stuff like that. What could you do differently? But the team is just fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just tried a new thing over the weekend, and I was upstairs, and it was the first time I've been upstairs. I was a busser. And it was I had a blast. I just had a blast. I don't want to do it all the time, but but it was a really, really great. It was really, really fun to be a part of it.
It's a great team.
I like to be in
it's-
the building, but not in the thick of it.
Yeah, it's I don't know. There's something to be said. I mean, my roles change a bunch over the years, but there's something to be said for kind of getting back to your roots or going back, working a shift here or there, doing this or that, and you're just just to stay sharp to when you need to fill in when it's popping off that it hasn't been years since you did it last or and it just keeps that perspective of oh yeah, I do remember how hard this was and how difficult it was. And yes, even though I did it, if you don't do it for 5 years, you kind of forget.
Oh, yeah.
And then it kind of, you can bring that respect back to it. And that makes you a better manager, a better owner, a better boss for everyone involved.
Yeah. And I think that people like to see the owners doing something,
oh yeah.
They don't want to see you strolling in and then getting in your Audi,
Right.
I'll see you later.
Yeah, or just sitting at the bar top,
Yeah.
just
Have a
while
cup
everyone
of-
else is getting their ass kicked and,
And
you're
you
just
do that.
sipping.
You do that.
Hey, can I get a cappuccino?
It just reminds me of all the like kitchen nightmares or bar rescues where it's like, oh yeah, the owner's at the bar top just drinking wine in the middle of dinner service. Everyone's getting their ass kicked. Well, you kind of beat me to the punch on my next question, which was, what's the plans for the future for Inkwell? And sounds like there's maybe not anything firm right now, but you're open to continuing this good thing potentially.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I think I don't know, probably just you want to take it.
Well, we're roasting coffee.
We're gonna stay in the coffee because right now we're buying coffee somewhere. So we're gonna extend the business where we're gonna start roasting our own beans.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
I meant to follow up on that earlier when you said you plan to at Woodlawn, and then so you still have not.
Oh, but we kind of are.
Well, you've done like your testing.
So
This is we are so not ta-da.
You're looking at me like I can't give away.
Jordan, I don't know if it's a time, but anyway. So we get into the point. We have another location, third location,
We got a third space.
third space. You know, that we have equipment in there, and it's gonna be a production.
Yeah.
You know, and I think it's always been a dream for us to roast coffee, and we make so much coffee. We get to the point where we should roast it and provide it for ourselves.
Of course, that's the natural progression, the natural next step.
And then be able to provide some good beans and sell it at the market, you know. And then, you know, we want to bring some good coffee in town. I've always loved coffee, and I work with the coffee a lot. And Tracy always been around coffee, work with coffee, you know. And we both love coffee. We both drink coffee first thing in the morning. And we love it. And then
a ritual.
and we got the bakery going. We got the food going. The next thing is just open
the roastery.
So we decided we'd wait until the coffee green beans were at a 50-year high.
Before we go to business.
But like, you know what? Let's hold off.
It's too affordable right now.
It's too, it's just like, let's wait.
Let's make it a little more stressful.
Yeah. So right now,
well, you
let's
guys,
make it stressful.
I mean, so far it looks like you've just been playing the game on easy mode.
Yeah.
You're like, let's make it a little harder on ourselves. Play all American.
Yeah.
Right.
Green beans are at a 50-year high. We've decided to do this. Yeah.
But that's definitely the next step is to be able to roast some good beans in town.
That's so exciting.
Be part of the roasting team.
Better business, better community. For over a century, the Greater Bloomington Chamber of Commerce has been a cornerstone of business growth and community development. They are dedicated to helping local businesses thrive. Their business is all about your business. Join the Chamber today. Call 812-336-6381 or visit chamberbloomington.org to learn more. To me, someone that's never roasted coffee nor probably ever will, and I've been over and seen like Nick's operation at Brown County Coffee. It's super cool.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
Love everything they do there, and I know Hopscotch does great stuff. But anyway, not what I do, but what I would get the most excited about is naming the blends.
Oh, yeah.
So have you guys already come up with like, this is going to be like a cool name?
We got some cool names.
Okay, all right. But you can't say anything yet.
Not say anything, but we're going to be part of what's going on too in the town.
Okay.
You know, we're townies and we're part of it, and we're going to, you know, like us, we both always do our own work. We take a time to really get ready before going up there. But like I think when we're ready to come out, we're gonna be prepared. And
you're gonna do it right.
You're gonna do it right. Like I said,
We'll do it. We'll do it.
And then we'll learn.
We'll learn. Yeah.
We're gonna do it right-ish. I love
Everything
Tracy, I
we've
love
done
that
is,
you're a realist. And I love that.
everything has been ish. You know?
So what do we need to do to have a no dishes blend?
Oh, we just do that. We could do that for you now.
Let's go. Boom.
Next week.
no, this brand.
Yeah.
I can't wait. We'll push it on here. We'll put it on the set.
Yeah,
and we'll just be like, go to inkwellbtown.com, buy your bag of no dishes blend.
Oh, that'd be cool. Now, what do you think we should do with it? No, do you want to be like
What would it taste?
Africans, Indonesian, Central America?
See, I want. This is where I want Wally to use his expertise and be like, this reminded me of Jordan because it's a little spicy but smooth.
You know, a little bit of berries here.
Yeah, it's just a little off.
Lemon zest, you know. I got you.
Yeah, I'm not gonna tell the master what to do. It's like you tell me what speaks no dishes.
We're trying to just really, you know, be part of good things, you know.
I love it.
Yeah,
That's so funny. Is there anything with Inkwell that we didn't touch on? I feel like we kind of covered your menus, your guys' roles, and what's kind of gotten you to this point. I just want to make sure before we move on to talking about other restaurants in town that we touched on all things Inkwell. Merch, you guys, can you buy merch online or in store only?
So
We don't do anything online.
We don't, not yet, but like I think
do
like
a
it's
sweatshirt?
yeah,
Oh,
but
this is my
not
plain one.
yet. But like we do have merchandise. We have sweatshirt, we have t-shirts. You know, we got the cutters with the Inkwell. We have some hats.
I mean, you guys are
We
representing.
sponsor the Cutters bike team.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay,
We have
cool.
forever.
Yeah.
See, that's
Yeah.
awesome to
Yeah.
know.
We
I
have
love
2
it.
trophies. We have a Bob Knight bobblehead, the one in a chair.
So is the red chair bakery thing from, like, it looks like Bob Knight's chair?
When
Or it's supposed to look like it?
No, okay.
No?
So the actual story is the red chair was started by 2 people, Matt Love, who they both met at Sanford, and then Carrie Newkirk, who is now Carrie Avery. She's actually coming to town the beginning of April. We'll have dinner,
Nice.
and then I started with them. God, I don't even think they'd opened the store yet. I went over and met them. And then they needed help, and I was like, okay, I'll come and help you. And then I worked there with them. There was just the 3 of us. And then somebody would come in at night and clean. And then they left. They wanted to leave and go to grad school. So they left, I think, in May or June of that first year. And then I bought the store from them.
Gotcha. Okay. Because I
And
know
then,
you said
yeah.
you had sold it.
I sold it to
re-
Scott Marsh.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
So I did it for like 3 years.
Yeah.
And then I was going to try to open one in Pittsburgh.
Huh.
At a time when Pittsburgh did not have it was like a horrible downtown in Pittsburgh. And so I went and I looked at a spot, and you basically had an hour to make business, and if you couldn't, you're done. And then I really enjoyed not doing it when I was living in Pittsburgh.
You're like, wait a second.
Wait a second, life is great.
Well, it was weird. I had never heard of or that I recalled Red Chair Bakery until just like a week ago. I saw a picture of the old sign.
Yeah.
And then so as soon as you mentioned it, I was like, well, that's weird. I just heard about this
Yeah.
for the first time. But yeah, Garrett pulled up the Bloomingpedia
Yep.
on it, which you can tell us how much is accurate. But yeah, it's interesting that, so it used to be next door to Village Deli, and Bob Costello bought it and then closed it and expanded
So
the Village Deli.
my name is up there. That's good.
I know you are. Yeah, you're famous.
I do.
you're linked too. Oh, okay. Does it break? I was like,
So let's get that out of there.
yeah, we can go type up our own Tracy
Yeah,
Gates
yeah, yeah.
entry.
No, let's keep that out of
Tracy,
there.
Wally and I got it. Don't worry
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah, and then-
We're gonna put you in that.
Yeah, we got you. We got you.
yeah. So I have the original recipe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so I actually, a really good friend of mine from college was living in Fort Lauderdale, and her and her husband wanted to start a restaurant. Her husband and somebody else were going to finance it. And so we started a Red Chair down there.
Oh.
Yeah. So we did a build out, and then I got out of there. And then she was like a lunch place in downtown Fort Lauderdale, across the street from the library down there.
Huh.
So
All right. The more you know.
the more you know.
Yeah. Well, hold on. You got to do that. The more you know. Well, it's cool. Thank you. Well, thank you guys for sharing everything you've got.
So one thing about Inkwell is like, you know, we do enjoy seeing people come in there and enjoying what we do and being patient and making the line and waiting to enjoy the delicious food and coffee. So we want to add that.
Yeah. No, I love it.
And we also want to give a shout out to Mercy Hawks, Ace, who else? Tad. Oh, Tad.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
sorry.
Wally's got it.
Yeah,
This is your camera.
sorry about that. Yeah. So our team is just phenomenal.
Everybody's doing fantastic.
They are just tremendous. Yeah. Yeah. We've had a really, really great core team for a while. Yeah. So, and
you
everybody
guys-
who's ever worked with us has been fantastic.
Yeah, everybody's
So.
really amazing.
Yeah, service is always top notch. Every time I go in, I love it. Yeah, it's all. We're only as good as the staff we've got running in there all day, every day. You know,
Yeah.
so only so
And
much you can do on your own.
You know, and the thing is like we don't do the execution. You know, they do the execution, and that's the magic.
Of course,
Yeah.
yeah. You
It's-
can have grand ideas and
Right.
visions and all this, but if you don't have the crew to pull it off, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah, and you know, we try to pick the best ingredients we could possibly find. The salt being one of them. And everything we do, we won't dumb it down, and we try to have a lot of integrity, and we'd rather throw it away than have somebody take it out. It's just like don't give anything to somebody and say I'm sorry.
Right.
It's like remake it.
Yeah.
Just like it doesn't take anything.
Yeah, gotta have pride in it. Tell me about the salt real quick. You specifically mentioned finding the best salt you can. I feel like I need to know the story behind this.
So we use Florida salt.
What is it?
Florida salt.
Florida?
Fleur de
yes,
salt.
You
say it.
Oh, okay. French.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is
I was
like
Florida salt.
Yeah.
Can I say flavor
I
to
could have
sell?
sound more like Southern India. You use Florida salt.
We use
Florida
salt. Yeah.
It's a very, very one of the prime salt in European markets. Fleur de sel.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah,
Garrett
there you
pulled it
go.
up.
And
Florida
it's
salt.
let's see, $6.99 for how many ounces? So it's like one. Yeah, there you go. That's Malden. Malden's really good too. I think that's what they use.
Yeah, Malden is $1,700 for 3 pounds.
60 pounds. Oh, no,
it's 60 per case.
Yeah.
Okay, so
That's
180 pounds.
They use that at 2.6, I think.
Yeah, I've seen Malden on
that's fantastic. Yeah.
So definitely having the prime product is a key to whatever you do.
I mean,
to the bread,
makes a difference.
Just as good as you're only good as your team, you're only as good as the ingredients you're using.
Yeah.
I want to add to the bread. I think we have the great bread too. The bread makes a difference.
Oh, everything.
Yeah, everything makes a difference. Our bread came from New Jersey. Good, it's like you gotta get all. I think speaking of food is like saying, Tracy, how you put the menu together is such an important key. Baguette goes in with this and this because it will taste better. And sourdough need to be with this and this.
Yeah.
And all, and English muffin, such and such, and I think that's what really make a culinary, like in a dish, right? Mm-hmm. And I think we find a ways and that kind of like, getting the right bread,
Just do what makes sense.
Makes sense. What makes what's right.
We only use 3 breads.
Now,
we limit our choices.
Yeah. You let people choose on the Broken-yolk, but what is the right answer?
Oh, if you're going to get like the
if you're doing the Broken-yolk, are you doing?
Oh, you get an English muffin.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was like.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And bacon and avocado.
No, yeah.
And bacon and avocado?
You gotta add the bacon and avocado.
Yeah.
Add bacon, avocado, and English muffin.
Yeah.
Egg, runny, like the classic.
Oh God.
Classic.
Yeah, that's the way to go.
The cheese.
Yeah, the sourdough's good, but I think you're right. Yeah, the muffin is.
The English muffin is
sourdough
amazing.
is good. Yeah. You can go wrong with the sourdough. If you like sourdough, just go for it.
Yeah.
But like
it's not gonna be bad.
Yeah, it's gonna be
but
wonderful.
Obviously, the whole menu's so intentional. I knew you had an answer for that.
Yeah.
About like, this is the proper one.
This is, because there's no upcharge.
Yeah.
It's a handmade English muffin, and it is it is perfection. And when they're fresh out of the oven, they're amazing.
Yeah.
How do I get on that text notification?
I got you.
Yeah, we make them.
I got you.
3 times a week.
I
Usually
got you.
Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays or Sundays. So 3 times a week.
She makes them good.
I'll bring you ice cream.
Yeah.
We'll trade.
I'll trade. You. I love your ice cream.
Let's go. Perfect.
So we live in the condos, so we have a strip off Smith.
Yeah. Okay.
So we can cut through the parking lot and go over there and get your ice cream.
Okay.
Yeah, we do a lot of ice cream. It's my weakness in the summertime.
If you're off Smith, you're real close.
Yeah, we are super close.
Oh, I
although
love it.
we order it delivered.
Judgment-free zone here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, great. I'm glad to know we can do those trades now.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to get your cell instead of just your email.
Yeah. Oh, you can have mine.
Tracy, time sensitive.
Yeah.
Need.
Charlie will bring them to you.
Oh, that's perfect. We haven't. Will Charlie come up to you real quick? We haven't introduced Charlie yet.
Charlie.
The Bloomington Town Planner is a community calendar owned and published by local residents John and Sharon Martin. Mailed out to Bloomington homes in December of each year, it features school schedules and community events. And don't forget the coupons at the bottom of the calendar. They'll save you money and help you decide on the next restaurant or retailer to check out here in the Bloomington area. Town Planner also has an online calendar which can be found at townplanner.com. Make sure to sign up for their weekly e-newsletter so you can stay on top of all the fun events going on around town. This is the first time we've had a furry friend in the studio.
Charlie.
While recording.
Charlie,
Hey,
come.
Charlie.
Charlie, come.
What are you doing, Charlie?
Charlie, come. Charlie.
Charlie, he got so settled in. Hey,
He's got
Charlie.
stretched.
Oh, he's coming to me.
Oh.
Oh, come here. Let me see her. Oh, there she is. Yeah. Do you want to drink Inkwell? You want Inkwell?
He's
I'm glad you found that funny, Garrett.
Yeah, he's the sweetest.
Oh, so soft too.
He is.
Yeah,
He's the best.
like very therapeutic, right?
Yeah.
I'm stressed. You go in, give me a hug.
Oh,
kid.
Like during COVID, when we closed for 6 months in COVID. We closed in March. We didn't open until the unemployment ran out, and then we reopened when school started. He was such a gift to have in the basement for the young people. They'd come down, it'd be super stressful because you're working in a mask. It was just terrible. And they'd come down and just like pet him
Yeah.
and be like, there you go.
Yeah. A few dog pets will bring down your blood pressure a little bit.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think we'll
Or
need
just
him.
just calm down, deep
Yeah.
breath, get some pets in.
Yeah,
Just
somebody
breathe.
just
Now
yelled
get back
at
to it. Yeah.
you. Get to work.
All right. Well, you guys know the drill. Last thing we always do on here is show love to other places that we'd like to dine out or collaborate with. So yeah, what are some of your favorite places to dine out here in town?
Well, I like the Uptown. That's like
I had a feeling Uptown might come up again.
yeah, because it's so bougie.
We're back to the bougie.
Taste of India. Like if we order, it's Taste of India a lot.
Yeah,
A
you know
ton.
what? I used to leave them off of my top 5 restaurants just because, like, I've always
Everybody
gotten a little
goes,
bougier when I
Yeah.
list my top 5. But I've started to include them because I've realized that, like, one of my favorite meals is from there, and they deserve to be in my top 5 because it's always consistent. It's good. Garlic naan, or sometimes I'll do the lamb naan.
I haven't done
butter
that.
chicken, veggie pakora, mango lassi, like,
Yeah.
or however you say it, and I love it. So
Yeah.
Taste of India is fantastic.
Yeah, it is.
Happy Thai.
Oh man,
Yeah. So every once in a while we'll do Happy Thai.
I do their spicy crispy chicken. I don't even know how to describe the sauce, but it's just this like real light black sauce, has a little sweetness to it. And the thing is, if you're not into like spice, you can order it a 2 out of 5, and it's not really spicy.
Okay.
But it's still called the spicy crispy chicken.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
But it's my favorite thing they have there, and I just can't bring myself to get anything else. Because if I want pad thai, I go to Bloomington. I really like Bloomington's pad
Okay.
thai. Anyway, what's your go-to at Happy Thai?
I do the pad thai.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, so-
Cool. Well, maybe I do need to try their
yeah.
pad thai then.
Yeah. So, how about you, Wally?
I like the Uptown, the good people. We have a collaboration. We got Jersey, Uptown, and Inkwell. You know, I like those guys. I like Gillen and Michael. I like the food. There's many things about the menu I like about it.
Have you been in since they kind of revamped the menu?
Yeah.
I haven't yet.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
A
I
little
need to.
bit. So many.
I haven't either.
Let's go. Let's make it happen.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish it, but I like the Orbit Room. I gotta give him a shout out to the Orbit Room. Mike and Katie, they do good hot dogs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The
Oh, yeah.
neighbor, they're very good neighbor, and I like the Turquoise Cafe too.
Oh yeah. A little P-Day. and-
Yeah, some kebabs, and I like a Siam house. Sometime we do carry out there. You know.
You got it. That's a good roster, dude.
Yeah,
that's solid
Yeah,
through
I
and
got
through.
Siam house, and yeah, I think that's my go-to, and the Inkwell, of course.
Yeah, Mike's. I think I just saw they're doing like office catering for like hot dogs and stuff. And
Oh really? That's
yeah,
super cool.
just kind of expanding the
That's good.
services.
Yeah,
and
didn't
I
it?
just gave them like a freezer. They're going to start carrying some of our ice cream
sweet.
and
Oh nice.
Yeah.
That's sweet. I like what they do
yeah.
over there. They're doing the thing.
TV
Yeah.
Mike's the man. And
Yeah,
whatever.
oh,
Yeah.
TV
Yeah, because like on the square, it would be so nice to have ice cream.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, it's not that you guys are far, but you're
Well-
far enough.
What we need to do eventually is what we did in Brown County. Ice cream's just so seasonal.
Right.
We did coffee, partnered with Brown County Coffee, and we
Right,
do
right.
a full scale coffee program at our Brown County store, and it helps counteract the seasonality because you do coffee in the morning, you do ice cream at night. Everybody's happy.
Absolutely.
So, well, keep an eye out for Inkwell Chocolate Mousse coming soon.
There you go.
Collab.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
We'll just make it happen.
Yeah,
Let's go.
dude, you know.
I'm buying that Northside Steak and Shake. That's what I want.
Which one?
I'm just kidding. I want
This one up here?
the Northside Steak and Shake.
Yeah, something
on
need
North
to go
College.
there. Always,
Okay.
always,
I think someone else bought it already, but I want to put like a coffee ice cream shop in
There's
there.
so many new development around there, new apartments.
Oh,
right
yeah.
across
Yeah,
the way, and
oh,
I
yeah.
think it'd be a nice little walk across the little park.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What do you think of Ellisville? Don't you guys have anything out there or no?
So we kind of have a mutual understanding with Jiffy Treat.
Okay.
Like Laura and her sister own the Bedford and Ellisville Jiffy Treats. Laura's been a guest on the podcast. I think her sister's name's Danelle, but they're super sweet and nice.
Yeah.
And you know, we did Ellisville Food Truck Wednesday out there, and we'll do events out there. But as far as opening a brick and mortar in Ellisville, I doubt that we would. They kind of do their thing out there, and I don't know. Now, if the right opportunity presented itself, maybe. But we're not. You know, we feel like that market's well served.
Okay. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I've been to that one too. Ice cream is my, like, if I could eat any food for, like, and not like gain weight or anything, and just like this would be sustaining,
Yeah.
it would be ice cream.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
See, mine's baked goods.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We've talked about the owner of Chocolate Mousse and myself. We both love ice cream, but our vice is baked goods.
Yeah.
So we got 2 sticks, and then obviously you guys.
Oh, yeah.
and
Yeah, that did good job.
They do an amazing job.
it's silly.
Like, yeah.
Now, the one scone that rivals your guys' is their everything bagel scone. I don't know if you ever had it. It has little chunks of cream cheese in
I
it.
haven't.
But it's a different style of scone.
Yeah.
But it's just like it's very, very good. Well, cool. You guys, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm so glad you made it on, and while you get the return.
Yeah, but it's great. I think your podcast is very great. We listen
Yeah.
to it, and I think it's great. You doing this.
Yeah, thank
the
you for
food.
doing it.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah,
just
I mean,
amazing.
I listen. I think I've listened to every one. I like the ones I've probably listened to a couple
Oh, nice.
more than one. So I really like the one from the chef from Uptown. I don't remember his name.
Yeah, Adam Nofsinger.
Oh my
and then
God,
Vivi.
he's-
Adam and Vivi.
Adam
That
is
dude
good.
has done everything.
I know his background is wild.
I
That's why I
know.
really want to go try this new
Yeah.
retweaked
Yeah,
menu.
he's doing a good
because I know
job with it.
Adam's behind it, and I really want to just go in there and just be like, "What?"
He's doing it. I think Bloomington is lucky to have you, like people like Adam. They did everything, and he is changing the the cuisine, and so it was just really know this. Thank you for doing this, showing people, getting to straight.
Well, people got to know the people. Like you can go into Inkwell and maybe they see you running around or know who you are, but like most people, they go and they have this food and be like, "Oh, this is great, this is," but they don't know the stories of the people behind it. And so I'm just very fortunate that Garrett wants to do this with me, that
Oh,
Visit
yeah.
Bloomington
Yeah,
wants to
that's so
sponsor
great.
it,
Yeah.
that all of our other people support it, and then that people like you want to come on
That's
Yeah.
and even
beautiful.
talk to me, you know?
No,
So
absolutely. And like you say, it's just we need more collaboration like that in this town, that we all fall in love and trying to do as much as we can to keep
Yeah.
things going, find a good place where people want to work, and all this thing. I think is great what you're doing, and then highlighting those things. We just like the guys in behind it, people doing, but like it's just so great. You bring us, so what we do, what we doing, and being part of this community, and we appreciate you.
yeah,
We want
cheers,
everyone to
likewise.
win.
Yeah, well, you know what? We actually,
Yeah.
you mentioned the Daily Grind. We were at the Nashville Daily Grind this
Okay.
morning and got to meet the this really young couple that bought it back in September.
Oh, wow.
And we just reached out and said, "Hey, like we're the team at the Chocolate Mousse. Like if you ever run out of syrup or whatever, like let us know. Like we want to help collaborate." I was like, "That's how we treat Hartzell's and Jiffy Tree.
Right.
Like
Right.
we're not we're collaborators. We're not
Right.
competitors.
Right.
We're all doing our thing.
Absolutely.
Just like the same way you're like, yeah, 2 sticks is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas so many other markets, one baker would be like, oh, that baker's not as good as us.
Right.
Oh,
That's
no.
not Bloomington. That's not what we do. And I love it. So I love everything you guys do. Thank you so much for the kind words. I'm glad we could do a nice little mug exchange. That was perfect. But yeah, excited to see what the future holds for you guys. And
Thank you
thanks
so
again
much.
for coming
So
on.
are we.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, cheers, guys.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Know this.
What another fun episode, huh, gang? Thanks to Visit Bloomington, as always, for being our presenting sponsors. Thanks to Everywhere Science for this cool sign. Nate and team hooked it up. And thanks to you for watching so we can keep doing this. See you next Tuesday morning with another new episode of the No Dishes Podcast. This episode of the No Dishes Podcast was recorded, edited, and produced by Garrett Portinga of Green Hat Media in beautiful downtown Bloomington, Indiana.
No Dishes Media.
No Dishes Media.